I see you did it all on your own without any help from anybody.
It must be I didn't have enough to drink.
Martin.
Super
Cheers.
Nash. Cheers, man.
Cheers, whiskey.
All right.
And you spelled it right as opposed to you.
I spell nope. There's no E.
There's no E in Canada. I'm not Canadian.
No, there's no E in Ireland.
Oh, well.
Irish whiskey. Whiskey was spelled in Scotland. When Ireland did it, they changed it to Y. And Maker's Mark is WHISKY.
Great, one of my favorites. Yay.
KY is Kentucky.
It's also a jelly.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure you're familiar with that.
But at
from your time in prison.
No, I'm not. I go to Kentucky. I go to KY. I don't even think about it that way.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raisins in hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
All right, we are the Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
Scotch. In honor of Martin, who's watching it all.
Tiny
Whiskey.
And we are Whisky and Tiny's Rapid Tasting of Bomberger.
Bombergers. It's just fun to say.
This is Alan Bishop, head alchemist at Spirits of French Lick. Be on the lookout for our brand new bottled and bond Solomon Scott rye whiskey. Made from a mash composed of 65% rye, 35% corn, and 5% victory malt. This 5-year-old 100 proof rye whiskey is a throwback to early 1800s style rye whiskeys of the Ohio Valley. Named after the legendary Daisy Spring Mill distillery owner turned moonshiner Solomon Scott of Paoli, Indiana. Remember, drink responsibly and never drink and drive.
It's just fun to say. Bombergers.
So when we went down, this is made by distilled by Michters in Kentucky. Dan McKee is a damn good master distiller there. If you want to check out our podcast with Dan McKee, we did one earlier. Make sure that if you like what you're seeing, that you check out our long material on YouTube and on all the podcast formats.
And if you like some silly stuff, then you should follow us on Facebook for when we do stuff like we're doing tonight.
Yeah, this whole tasting episode is all strung together that I will chop up and put onto YouTube individually. But
so
this,
not like an O.J. Simpson way. You're actually going to edit it, right?
Yeah, I definitely got to. Yeah, I got to edit each one individually, put all the stuff together, and make it work.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to make sure you weren't talking about Jeffrey Dahmer or something, because we are in the basement. I'm a little scared.
You should be.
I am.
Because that's you. That's the most.
Hey, you know what? You're from Wisconsin. So
that's the most right you've been.
What? Yeah.
Actually, been in a bar that Jeffrey Dahmer probably was when I was there.
Really?
Yeah.
So you both hang out at the gay clubs?
Nope. It's the bar. Oh, I looked this up just recently. The bar underneath the Oriental Theater. I had the name of it, and now it eludes me again. And I'm not going to think because we're on a rapid tasting and we got to get this done. This Bombergers, like I said, is a Michters product, and Dan McKee is the master distiller. He really did a really good job of explaining it. But this special bottle, which I never thought I would, I was able to pick this up in Ohio. All of a sudden now there's Bombergers and the other one. What's the other one? There's two.
Is it Bomb Hot Dogs?
No, it's not. You know the other brand that there's the two different brands that Michters released, Bombergers and Nash. We need some help. Type that up what the other one is while we get this going. So you're pouring this time while I talk about
You
this.
don't want me to pour because I like long pours.
No, I want a short pour. You can have a long pour because this bottle is kind of a special bottle. You don't see it around very often, and the whiskey in there is fantastic. I've had it. We got to taste it on the podcast. Nash must not be watching, so that's fine.
He might be watching, but he might not be.
But we're not tasting the other one. We're tasting this one, so at least we got that. One of the it's just a very limited release that you get from.
So what's the story behind Bombergers as opposed to Michters?
Well, Bombergers. Oh my God, smell that. Nose winner of the night. Bombergers is the main brand that the Michters used to make when they were in Pennsylvania, before they came. They made Shanks. It's Shanks and Bombergers. Those were their two brands before they came to Kentucky. So these are tributes to those original brands.
What's the age statement on this?
So here we go. It gives you 108 proof. Let's see. It is bottle 536 of 2,977 2023 batch, crafted and bottled at Michters.
If you don't know, Michters is super secretive about their mash bill, so
yeah.
We're not going to know the kind of the nuts and bolts that go into this.
But they're not secret about other stuff.
Right.
There's certain things about their mash bill. They tell you all about their grains and what they use and everything. Now in my glass, it's 108 proof, and it sticks a little bit thicker than the other stuff that we've been tasting, and it stays longer on the glass. Look at that. Look how long it's just staying. Oh, look at right there. Look at it dripping off the edge too. That is some nice stuff happening. So on our tastings, we rate on a scale of 25 for nose, 25 for taste, 25 for body, and 25 for finish for a total of a perfect score of 100. Out of everything we tasted, the toasted aspect of this is fantastic. It's just, this is my favorite nose so far. And there's a little bit of cherry in there too.
I was going to say there's some fruit coming through. I don't know if it was cherry to me, but maybe like a sour cherry.
Yeah. And it's got 108 proof, so I like what's going on. Now let's give her a taste.
Well, I will say it is thick on the glass.
Yep. It was cherry. Oh my God. That's a cherry bomb. Holy shit.
That's almost cherry pie. I mean, it's that strong.
Nice. And then
finish,
what's...
though.
Me too. The finish is so strong. It hit the back of my throat, and the finish normally happens like in the sides of my tongue, and it's happening on the back of my throat. I can taste cherry. That's
French vanilla. So it changed right when you reacted. It changed in my mouth to French vanilla. Definitely, there's some cherry undertones even in the finish, especially on the forward side.
No, I get your vanilla with the cherry. So what's happening is a dual thing. I'm getting the cherry tip of my tongue, middle palate, and the roof of my mouth, and I'm getting the vanilla on my side of my tongue at the same time. What is that? What is that cherry vanilla? It's like it's a cherry Danish. It's picking up like that cream, the creamy,
almost like the pastry.
The pastry, which has like the almost what is in a Danish, the cheese, the cheese flavor, the vanilla cheese filling. That's what I'm picking up, like a cherry Danish. It tastes like a cherry Danish.
It's so wild to me because when it first starts on the finish, even on the palate, I mean the palate, you get that shock, that fruit, and then when it's finishing, it stays with you, and then all of a sudden it's like somebody flipped a switch, and I get the vanilla coming through, and I don't get it. I don't get the oaks and the leathers, and
Mm-mm.
you know, I don't get it, or even like a. Little bit of spice on the palate, just a hint.
They're not saying anything on
They don't tell you anything on that bottle.
the age statement. I don't give a shit. I could care less. This is freaking phenomenal. That bottle is a share bottle. That bottle is something on the high end of doing really good. That's something special, honestly. I guess I did share a special bottle. A lot of times you just
I feel special.
You should, because you're the only one that's tasted this so far, and that is wowza. All right.
You know what that finish is to me? When the cherry starts to fade and it transforms, it tastes like a very lightly toasted marshmallow.
Yeah, that's where the vanilla is. But you want to know what else? It's a strawberry Twizzler. A cherry Twizzler. Red Twizzler.
Huh.
On that finish before it goes to the marshmallow. It's there.
It's definitely there.
It's just like, what the? That's a damn good. All right, so
you know what that
the
is?
rating system, 25 each.
That's a sitting outside on a fall day looking for something.
That would be perfect on tonight if it wasn't just pouring like a bitch up there.
Yeah, absolutely. How does a bitch pour exactly?
Like up there. Just go up there and you can see. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it was a scientific question.
You threw a high hardball. I was going to say a bitch pours like you. But I stopped.
But,
okay,
you know, my pores are much bigger than
and there's a reason why my pores are a little bit.
Yeah, because you're tiny.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's what Roxy says. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, I would say that I would like to have a bottle of this on my shelf.
I couldn't believe I was able to get it. It was a surprise. I don't know what's tomorrow morning at the thing. But anyways, all right, so let's rate it. Nose. I give it I really like this nose. I'm going to give the nose a 23.
I'm going to give it a 21. I like this nose as well.
Body, 108 proof. I give it a 20. It just almost is complete, but it's way more middle palate, middle roof. It doesn't quite go into the cheeks as
it doesn't for me either.
I mean, it's there, but it doesn't encompass it like it does.
I think I'm going to give it a 19. I'm kind of with you. It's it doesn't.
Well, that's its weak. That's its weak point. But it's 108 proof, so that's not a weak point. But what it did in the glass doesn't quite add up to what happens in the bot. Yeah. So I give it a 20. You give it a 19. All right. So now we're into taste.
I like this.
Yeah, me too. I think
23.
I give it a 24. I almost could give it a 25. It's almost for. I don't know.
What was the price point?
I believe it was $100. $99.99.
Isn't it crazy? Because a $100 bottle 10 years ago, everyone would have been like, "Oh my God, it's $100 for a bottle of whiskey that you're gonna drink."
I don't know if it was everybody, but us. When you start out, you think $100. But after you drop $330 on a bottle, $100 bottle is reasonable.
Yeah,
it's all perspective.
When you got 20 grand sitting on your shelf,
this would be something that I would have on an episode of Suits. That's what I would have. I'd have the Bombergers.
The Suits show that everyone.
Oh my God, it's so good. It makes me want to drink scotch. Anyways, so I think I'm gonna have to. Okay, I gave it a 24 for taste.
I'm going to give it a 22.
So delicious. I mean, I never had cherry pie, cherry Danish, freaking bourbon before.
You know what? It's almost got like a cherry tart. Because it's
Right.
that
I
sour
said the
cherry,
Danish.
man.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
those little sour cherries with
Yeah.
that
I'm going to
cream.
give it a 22. How about finish?
I have to give it. I think it's a best finish I've ever at 25.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
I've never.
I don't hand out
There's
a lot
not
of,
many
I don't
25s,
even
but
hand out a lot of 24s, but I like the fact that this finish is on the palate. It's in the throat. There's just a gentle hug, just the ever so slightest hug. But I love the way that you get that pop of that toasted marshmallow, vanilla, Danish, whatever you want to call it. And it's transformative. I mean, it is not there, and then it is there. I'm going to give this 24. I'm going to give this a 24.
I give this a 92, and I think you gave it an 88.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So there we go. This is Bomberger's. If you ever get a chance to get this bottle, it happened. So you should. I would never have thought I could. And all you got to do is pay attention. It's the key to it.
I'm going to look for it in the future.
So this has been another awesome whiskey and tiny rapid tasting of Bomberger's, a Michters product.
Shout out to Alan Bishop and our friends at Spirit of French Lick for helping to make this happen. And yeah, if you like this, follow us on Facebook, watch longer content on YouTube, also on all the major podcast formats.
Check
under
us out.
Scotchy
Yep.
Bourbon Boys, ScotchyBourbonBoys.com for all your fun, kind of merch. And you'll see us soon at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival and Bourbon on the Banks.
Yeah, and remember, good bourbon
Equals good friends.
and good times.
So drink responsibly
Don't drink and drive.
and go out and live your life dangerously.
Little Steve-O's going to take us out. All right, man.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die.
Hey, Scotchy Bourbon Boys fans, this is Alan Bishop, Indiana's alchemist of the Black Forest. So I'm tuning in here today to tell you all about the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute channel on YouTube. If you're at all interested in the art of distilling, whether it be home distilling or professional distilling, and the intense geekery that goes into that process, then check out the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute on YouTube. I promise you're going to learn something you didn't know before about the art.